It's our pleasure to introduce the 2015 NJSA Foundation female bred by Ricker Show Pigs of Fort Jennings, Ohio. Kevin Ricker and his family, wife Brenda, and sons Troy and Seth reached deep into their replacement pen to offer one of their very best for the future of this industry. Ricker Show Pigs cut their teeth into the purebred business, raising seed stock for commercial producers. After working with legendary Yorkshire breeder Bill Funderburg of Twin Pine Farms, Kevin and his brother Dale created their own closed Yorkshire herd in the late 80s. For nearly 3 decades, the Ricker family produced sound, consistent, highly productive females to fill large orders for replacement gilts. But in 2006 and 2007, with commercial markets shifting to a more integrated approach, Kevin Ricker looked to the show ring. He took his solid foundation of females to boars that were in vogue in the show ring. The result was progeny with a show ring presence backed by the sound productive traits that have supported the Rickers for years. With a closed herd, Kevin made improvements through pedigrees rather than purchases. Much thought and consideration goes into every mating to make sure his next generation of females is just as sound, consistent, and productive as the last. This mentality to push to improve the next generation of foundation-worthy females is what created our offering RIY4 Lab Fancy 87-11. Not only is the gilt sired by the record-shattering $270,000 in control boar that the Hogue family offered in Louisville last year, but this gilt is also out of one of the most influential females to ever be stamped with the RIY herd mark, RIY2 Lab Fancy 76-9. Her dam is the littermate to Cloud9, premium blend genetics $60,000 selection from the 2013 World Pork Expo. She's also the mother of Bone Buzz, Moyer Genetic Edge's private treaty purchase, and Here We Go, who stood at Mike Fisher's. Most recently, 76-9 produced not one, but 2 elite herd sires in her 87 litter. 2015 World Pork Expo sale topping and reserve champion Yorkshire boar Crowd Control was purchased by Schaefer's Gold Rush, and Gain Control, who was selected by the Moyer family to stand at Genetic Edge. If you haven't guessed by their litter number, this elite gilt is a litter mate to these up-and-coming sires. Her extended pedigree is backed with foundation female after foundation female, each of which have made an impact at Kevin's place. In fact, looking over her extended pedigree, Kevin can recall 9 great families. Not only does he recall their numbers, but Kevin can picture each one of these foundation females in his mind as he thinks back. This is why he has no doubt that this female, 87-11, is destined to follow her dam, granddam, and great-granddam's footsteps when it comes to producing great ones. Kevin says that I knew I wanted to put a really good gilt out there with a future that will make a good foundation female. I feel like this gilt we are donating has a real chance to make a herd boar. She has a good chance for anyone who wants to get involved in the Yorkshire business and wants to make a good go of it. But this female just doesn't excel on paper. Phenotypically, she's designed to make great ones. This year's foundation gilt has the unique ability to combine a Yorkshire female build and a pattern from the side with a massive bone and forearm. She looks like a lady and transitions from a stout skull back into a long and extended neck. Her body type and bulk reads easy keeping and maternal. But my favorite view is when she turns and drives away. This gilt's pin set, length of hip, and hind leg is impressive. 87-11 is your opportunity to lay in a female that's backed with generations of powerful genetics. Others who have selected RIY bred gilts have already made a great difference in their programs. Mike Fisher's herd of Yorkshire gilts in Texas traced back to Fort Jennings, Ohio, and their progeny are already garnering banners for his son Max and other young people throughout the country. Just one Ricker bred gilt can make a difference in your herd. Just ask the Taylor family. Their Ricker gilt bred crossbred produced the blue-eyed barrow that Abby drove to champion honors at the Indiana State Fair last year. Imagine having a female that's good enough to produce pigs that can play on that level. Although Kevin has recently bred several boars that are making their mark on this industry. Crowd Control, Gain Control, In Touch, Top Shot, Total Eclipse, Bone Buzz, Cloud9, Best Yet, Ricochet, and Here We Go, just to name a few. They breed on because of the bottom side of their pedigree, and some could argue that they win because of the bottom side of their pedigree. Kevin hopes this gilt will serve as the foundation to a Yorkshire breeder. Not only will the buyer land a cornerstone gilt to breed with, but they will also have the opportunity to support the NJSA, the nation's largest youth livestock organization. With more than 12,500 members, the NJSA develops leadership skills throughout countless competitive and educational opportunities in the swine industry. When asked why he dared to part with a female that's this good, Kevin simply said, "NJSA is the future, and this is why we're successful because of them. I feel that I owe it to them." You owe it to yourself to take the opportunity to purchase a female of this caliber, and we owe a giant thank you to Kevin, Brenda, Seth, and Troy for supporting the National Junior Swine Association and for giving back to an organization they believe in.